Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students. So dear students, today I am here with the lecture number 15th of class 11th biology. If you will recall your memory, dear students, we have completed the many topics in the last 14th videos, and in the last video we were discussing about the kingdom classification of kingdom fungi. In the last video we have completed the classification, the systems of the classification, and we have studied the 5 kingdom classification: kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Animalia, and kingdom Plantae. Out of that 5 kingdoms, we have studied the general characteristics of the living organisms which belongs to the kingdom Protista, kingdom Monera, kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Animalia, and kingdom Plantae. So in the last video we have completed the classification of kingdom Fungi. Today I will discuss with you the classification of kingdom Protista. As you are knowing very well that kingdom Protista is a group of eukaryotic and unicellular organism. It means in kingdom Protista all eukaryotic and unicellular organisms are placed. Eukaryotic and unicellular organisms are placed, that is called the kingdom Protista. So my dear students, the biologists and the different systematic those who have given the classification, they have given the classification of Protista. They have grouped, or you can say they have divided the kingdom Protista into the 5 groups. You can say that the all organism which belongs to the kingdom Protista will be placed in these 5, any one of these 5 groups. One organism will be placed in only one group, but out of these 5 groups, all organisms belong to the Protista will be placed out of these 5, anyone in out of these 5, anyone 5. Now, the first group of the kingdom Protista is chrysophytes. The first group of this is not, you can say these are the class. These are the class of kingdom Protista. These are the class of kingdom Protista. Or you can say these are the groups of the kingdom Protista. First one is the chrysophytes. Phyte word is especially used for those organisms who are having the green pigment. They can follow the process of the photosynthesis. So chrysophytes. Second one is the dinoflagellates. Third one is the euglenoids. Euglenoids word is given on the basis of euglena. Slime molds. Molds word especially used of the fungus, but because these are the origin, you know very well that fungus are originated from the Protista. So you can say these are the special kind of the decomposers. Now the next one is the protozoans. Protozoans means protozoa. Phylum Protozoa. In class 9th you have studied the phylum Protozoa which belongs to the kingdom Protista. So phylum Protozoa. Protozoa means first animals developed on the earth. First animals are primitive or simple kind of the animals develops on the earth. So let's discuss with the characters of the each and every group. Chrysophytes found in fresh water, mostly found in fresh water and in marine water environment also. Few are present in marine water also. Includes diatoms and golden algae. Diatoms are the special kinds of the smallest protist. You can say the protist. These are the unicellular and eukaryotic cells. Floats in water current. Means they smoothly float on the water current. That is why they are called planktons. Sometimes the planktons are also called the phytoplanktons. Now after that, so the next topic is the next point is the photosynthetic mostly are photosynthetic. Mostly are photosynthetic means the organism which belongs to the group chrysophytes, they have photosynthetic power, they can synthesize their own food. Walls are embedded with silica. As you know very well, the cell wall is made up of cellulose, but in these types of the organism the cell wall is present, but that is made up of the silica. Let's discuss with the next another group of the kingdom Protista, that is the dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates, mostly marine and photosynthetic, means the organisms which belongs to this group are mostly marine, except one or two species which are the freshwater. Now one thing I am telling you, what is mean by the freshwater? Freshwater, it doesn't mean pure water. Freshwater means the water of river, lakes, ponds. So water of river, lakes and ponds is called the fresh water, and the water which contains the salt amount, that is considered as the marine water. So mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear means they looks like yellow, green, brown, blue or red. Means the color of these organisms vary according to the different types of the organism. Cell wall has stuff of cellulose, means cell wall is made up of cellulose, but they have stuff means layering, you can say. They have stuff of cellulose. Now the next one is the most of them have two flagella. ठीक है, most of them have the two flagella. The organisms which belongs to the dinoflagellates, they have the two flagella. Due to the presence of two flagella, they are considered as the dinoflagellates. What are these? These are the groups of kingdom Protista, in which the organism again categorized according to their very distinct characters, very specific characters. Otherwise, these all 5 groups, we will combine the organism belong to these 5 groups, then commonly they will called as protist. Protist means the organisms which belongs to the kingdom Protista, Now euglenoids, this word is given on the basis of the euglena. As you know very well, euglena is an unicellular animal which is the connecting link between the plants and animals, because it can follow the process of photosynthesis due to having photosynthetic pigment. And euglena has also the animal property which can move and obtain the food from the other organism. So let's discuss the points related to the euglenoids. Mostly freshwater organism, means the organism which belongs to the freshwater. Euglenoids, they are the mostly freshwater, means present in the river water, lakes water, pond water, etc. Instead of cell wall having protein rich layer called pellicle. Pellicle is a gelatinous and jelly like layer. This is outer covering is called pellicle. Is a special structure which makes them very flexible. Means the pellicle provides the organism flexibility in amoeba, also, in euglenoids also. Euglenoids, the outer covering is called the pellicle. The outer covering, which is made up of the rich protein, have two flagella. Out of them, first one is short in size and other is long in size. So having the two types of flagella. Next one is the autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic and heterotrophic means they also have the, just for example, if we are taking the example of euglena, when the euglena having the sources of food and it can obtain the food from any other substances or other organism, then they obtain, that is called the heterotype of nutrition. And mostly the euglena having the photosynthetic pigment, so it can form the it can follow the process of photosynthesis. That type of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. Now let's discuss with the next another topic, that is the slime molds. Molds words especially used for the fungus, but because this is not the group of fungus, but the characteristics of these organisms belong just like the similar to the fungus, that is considered as the molds. Molds are the type of the fungus. Saprophytic protist. Saprophytic protist means they obtain their food from dead and decaying organic matter. Next one, body moves with decaying twigs and engulfing leaves. And engulfing leaves. Mostly twigs, body moves with the decaying twigs and most engulfing leaves. Under suitable condition, they form an aggregation called plasmodium. Plasmodium means plasmodium-like structure, not exact plasmodium. In suitable conditions, it forms a group that is called plasmodium. In unfavorable conditions, same plasmodium condition, it forms the fruiting bodies oblique spores. Fruiting bodies oblique spores, which helps in the reproduction of these organisms. This is a very short description, the short points of the slime molds, but you have to understand. Next group is the protozoans. Chrysophyte, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slimoids, and the fifth one is the protozoan. After this group, the animal's origin is started. The animal's origin is started. Protozoans means primitive animals. Means these are the first animals which develops on the earth. Protozoans all are heterotrophs. All are heterotrophs. Means in protozoans no one can follow the process of photosynthesis. All are heterotrophs, mostly saprophytic and parasitic. Either they will get their food from dead and decaying matter, or they will obtain their food from any other living body that is considered as the parasitic type of nutrition. These are called primitive animals. Now, these protozoans are again divided into the four groups: amoeboid, flagellated, ciliated, sporozoa. Amoeboid, flagellated, ciliated, and sporozoa. Amoeboid means they have a special structure, irregular shape. Means in amoeba the shape is not fixed and they forms the pseudopodia. They form the pseudopodia for locomotion and for engulfing the food. Now next one is the flagellated. Due to the presence of flagella, just for example, Leishmania, Trypanosoma are the example. Leishmania and Trypanosoma are it's the example of the protozoan group, that is the flagellated. Ciliated like Paramecium. So Paramecium, you know very well. Paramecium is an unicellular animal. Due to the presence of the numerous cilia, they help in the process of the locomotion and reproduction also. Sporozoa are the spores-like structures, like example Plasmodium lives in blood of human. So why this is called the sporozoa? Because they don't have any locomotory organ. In sporozoa, locomotory organs are not present and they live in the blood of the human beings, and the few stages of this animal like spores, they live in the blood of the mosquito. But the organism lives in the blood of the human, that is the plasmodium, which cause the malaria, in the human beings. Okay, so this is the group of the classification of the kingdom Protista. Again, I am telling you, protozoans are called the primitive animals. Protozoans are again divided to amoeboid, flagellated, ciliated, and sporozoa. Amoeboid, because the amoeba belongs to this animal, that is called amoeboid. Amoeboid shape means irregular shape. The shape is not fixed. Ciliated, because presence of cilia. These are called the paramecium, pseudopodia, ciliated, and sporozoa. Due to the presence of the spore stage in their life cycle, they are called the sporozoa. Example is the plasmodium. I hope this topic is clear to you. So today we have discussed about the kingdom Protista. In the next coming video, I will discuss something different. So till the students, have the proper practice, keep working. All the best. God bless you.
Do self study at home and stay home, save lives. Thank you very much.